What up, what up, what up, what up? It's me, L Teddy 27.
What's good? It's night right about the hood.
Oh, dear God, I'm already eating and drinking.
Look a damn mess. Just a damn mess. No means no, and yes means no.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's good, people? What's up? It's me, L Teddy 27, and I am back for yet another review. This is going to be our review, ladies and gentlemen, for Insecure. It is season 5. It is episode 4. It is entitled Faulty. Okay. So I guess what we're doing is they're giving us like an episode highlighting and spotlighting each person, which I think is what's bothering me. I may not have had a problem with this in an earlier season, but when you do this, it's not like you're giving us closure on characters. You are opening up new storylines and new plot lines, and we are at the end. And so I I don't know if that's I j- it just don't make sense for me because you're opening up these new plot lines and storylines, and we're careening toward the end of this series. And if I'm coming to the end, I want closure. And there's so many storylines each week we see as we're spotlighting a new character that are opening up, and I don't know that we're going to get that. And if we do, is it going to be a clean cut? Is it going to be? And I ain't saying all closures have to be comfortable, but what I am saying is I want it to make some sense. Anyway, let's get down to it. We start off, we at the beach. Listen, Nathan and his friends are at the beach hosting a party. Now, I was confused because I don't think everybody at the beach was at Nathan's party, but they had like this tent with a table full of alcohol as if they were pouring drinks for everybody at the beach. Like, I don't know, but I do know it was a lot of beautiful bodies at the beach. Not the fat friend. What was his name? Mel or whatever? Not the fat one. But Nathan and his friend, I'm just gonna call Nathan Struggle Beard because he has the struggle beard going on. And yeah, light skin base struggle beard, Nathan. So struggle beard and his friends are at the beach partying, and Issa, Molly, and Kelly come. Now, I found it weird and awkward that Issa, you done just got through crying in this boy's mouth as y'all was kissing and he was about to blow your back out, but then you come into his event. But I guess he invited her, so, which I don't understand because if you and her are in an awkward position, why would you invite her to your beach event unless he had invited her before that whole situation? Like, I think it's been like a week or so since then. So, like, I don't know. Like, I need more clarity on that. Did he invite her before the whole crying in his mouth thing, or did he invite her afterwards? Because if it was afterwards, I wouldn't be inviting you. Because as you can see, when their interactions at the beginning of the episode were very awkward, very clunky, very much because they had not really talked about it or really hashed it out or whatever. So it became a whole situation, a whole day. Anyway, so they down to the beach. He keeps talking about his friend that's supposed to be bringing his food or whatever. And he's, expecting the friend to bring hot dogs and hamburgers or whatever. Child, it was a mess. I'll get that in a second. So during their time at the beach, Kelly and Molly and Issa are discussing the fact that Issa never really hashed this all out with Nathan. Like, she doesn't know where they are. And like I said, their interactions are real, like, real cut and dry. Like, real, like, okay, girl. Hey, how you doing? I'm good. Oh, so what's it? It's fine. Like the 2-word answers and stuff like that. Like, real, like, girl, I don't see it for you like that. So what ends up happening is there's this because Molly and Kelly are like, well, girl, you need to try to figure out what's going on here. And Issa is just like, well, I don't know. And then they see this other girl named, I think her name was Risha or something like that. And she's a real pretty girl, real nice body, and so she was like all on Nathan was like helping her with some shoes or something. And she seemed to be all over Nathan. And so Issa's in her feelings because she was like, I know this bitch not dating Nathan. Oh, they together? Oh, okay. She's real like in her feelings, but she always does like she normally doesn't try to play it off like she don't really care, and we know she care. Anyway, so they get to and it's just real weird and awkward between Issa and Struggle Beard the whole time they're there. Molly is flirting with not one but two of Nathan's friends. Because I told you Struggle Beard's friends are real cute. So Molly is flirting with two of them. Molly want to get that box beat in. Molly say, listen, the poom poom needs some boom boom. And we need to go to a room real soon. Okay. Come on for assonance or assonance. Okay. Anyway, so what happens is there's this earthquake. It wasn't a bad earthquake. It seemed like tremors or something like that. And so um they shut down the beach. Fred that was supposed to bring the food comes like right before the earthquake. And so he brought like 10 boxes of Domino's pizza, just instead of buying what he was supposed to buy. Which I think it might have been cheaper to buy like hot dogs and like hamburgers and hot dogs. Because where I'm from, like you could get a whole case of chicken for like $20 at the right meat store. And you could spend like $30 and get enough to feed a good amount of people. If you just get hamburgers, hot dogs, you can get a cheap hamburger and hot dog and a case of chicken, and you can feed a good amount of people and put that junk on the barbecue. Fred went to Domino's and got looked like about 10 pieces, which even if they was on sale, gonna cost you at least $50 or $60, probably more than that, $75. Anyway, and so as he said to Nathan, the boxes of pizza, the earthquake happened, and Nathan drops the pizzas all over the ground. So he cussing out Nathan. Nathan like, nigga, we having a whole earthquake. What you mean? Why I dropped it? Girl, why this man when they was shutting down the beach like I ain't going nowhere? And it's pizza all over the beach with the beach standing on all over. And if you've been to the beach, I know people who've told me they've never been to a beach before in their life. If you've been to the beach, please understand sand gets everywhere. It's a part of your life. It gets in every crease and crevice. And you can that sand is like glitter. And y'all know how glitter is. Glitter, I don't care how much you try to rub glitter away. Sometimes it just won't go away. Sand be the same way. But why this fool go pick up the goddamn pizza that fell in the sand and try to brush off the sand and pick it up like he gonna eat it? I said, girl, why you gonna be listen? That sand gonna be caught in the crevices of his mouth for the next 3 months. Child. Some people got other stuff caught in the crevices of their mouth for the next 3 months after they had a bust down. Not me. But child, we ain't gonna talk about that. Anyway. So they leave there and they decide they're going to some little restaurant or whatever. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, the entire episode, I forgot to mention that Crenshaw co-fine is on social media just airing Issa out, calling her a fraud, saying everybody your skin folk ain't your kinfolk, and there's a whole hashtag Issa fraud and so forth and so on, and he is laying her out, and the people are eating it up, and so she's trying to maneuver through that, and that could have been a whole storyline and situation to itself, but because this whole thing is going on with Nathan and she's out and about, we really didn't have a chance to parcel that out. But maybe I don't know if they will next episode or I don't know what. But the point is, what he's doing could be hugely detrimental to her whole business that is finally starting to look like it's doing something. And she knows that. And so you see throughout the episode, she's dealing with seeing this stuff on social media that is just going viral all over the place about him laying her out about not being shit and saying that she not really for the people and not really supporting the people and stuff like that. Like he really made her look bad. Like it's a whole hashtag out there about her. Anyway, so they go to this restaurant and so what's being unpacked because we're starting to see more and more of Struggle Beard's friend. So one of his friends come that he used to stay with him and his wife and they start talking about how how crazy it was going out with him and all of the situations that he had. And I had forgot, when we first met Light Skin Bay, Struggle Beard, Nathan, we found out that he did have some struggles with mental illness, and I forgot all about that. And so the friends are just like reliving memories and waxing nostalgic and talking about all of these stories and things that from back when Nathan from years ago and stuff like that, and some of them seem kind of wild, seem real crazy and stuff like that. And so Issa and Nathan sit down and have this conversation at one point where they kind of settle in on, okay, we just gonna be friends, and none of them really said it. They were just like, okay, 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 and settled in on okay, we just gonna be friends. Okay. Okay. So, of course, neither one of them wanted that. And there was a point when they were driving over to the restaurant where Nathan's friends told him, say, listen, he told them all about the crying and everything. And they were like, yeah, you do kind of look like you like to be cried on and stuff like that. But they told him, they said, listen, if she wanted to just friends on you and wasn't feeling you like that, she wouldn't be on her way to this restaurant after a whole earthquake and all that. So Issa later found out on the ride there, I forgot to mention this, that the girl Risha is not with Nathan. That's just her bro, her friend, or whatever. She was like, nah, that ain't me. Kels and the Risha girl, I don't know why I'm calling her Risha. I think her name was Risha. Instantly became fast friends. Kelly can come back fast friends with anybody. So they at the restaurant chatting it up, ain't paying nobody, no my honey, crying, having whole therapy sessions and all at the restaurant while everybody drinking. Molly um figured out which of the two of Nathan's friends she wanted because one of them, instead of taking her back to his house to blow her back out, was talking about, oh, I need to let my cat out. And so Molly was like, yeah, you worried about the wrong cat. I'm going with this friend because that friend, the other friend said he knew somebody that was at Jason Derulo's house when Jason Derulo was having some big party at his house and he could get them in. So they all decided to ditch the restaurant and go to Jason Derulo's party. Here's the problem. In the interim, um, the friend that came with his wife, the wife decided to go back home and let her husband hang out with, Nathan and the rest of his friends. So they go to Jason Derulo's party. So the friend had a problem getting everybody in at first. Eventually, they got in, but the friend that had the wife that used to have Nathan staying with him, it came and found out because it was always told to Nathan that the wife had a problem with Nathan. The wife was the one who wanted him gone and told him he had to leave. It came to find out it wasn't the wife, it was his friend. And his friend said, listen, dog, you was just doing the most. Like you was leaving my door unlocked. You was gone for like days at a time. You was you know what I'm saying, like coming in like 4 in the morning, stuff like that. He was like, I got a wife and kids. And I need to keep my wife and kids straight. And I need to, my wife decided it would be easier for her to say she was the one because she wasn't your friend. Like I was your friend. But it was me, dog. And he kind of got his feelings because he's not there anymore. And he wanted his friends to kind of see where he is in his life and how he's grown and how he's gotten himself together. And so later in the episode, he walked off at Issa because Molly wouldn't have gotten the party. The fat friend got in the party with the and the boy, the boy that Molly had decided she was gonna let him blow her back out. Went in. And so Issa and Nathan was supposed to go in, but Nathan didn't because Nathan's all emotional and crying, and he went off to look at the sunset and all of this because he was upset about what he found out about his friend or whatever. And I was like, okay. And so in this vulnerable moment, Issa and Nathan have this whole situation where, yeah, I don't want to just be friends. I want to be with you and da 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 da. And so, and they decide they kiss and decide, I guess they're gonna try it out, which I think is the most dangerous thing in the world because you never make these kinds of big decisions when you're emotional. Because when you're an emotional high or an emotional low, you're very vulnerable. Your guards are down. And so you could make rash decisions that are not the best decisions to be made. And that's what we got going on with Nathan and Issa right now. Because Issa, I told you, is toxic as fuck. That whore is toxic. And Nathan, probably still got, a hard on literally for Issa and decide that they're going to do this and they're kissing out. I see this being a recipe for a disaster. Now, we might not see that disaster by the end of the season, but we know how toxic Issa is and we know how this goes. And so he reminded us. He said, "Listen, I was manic at that time. He was, dealing with a lot of mental issues and stuff like that. And he said, I just wanted my friend to really see me now for who I am and where I had come, and stuff like that. And now they can't. So he was real upset about that. And so Issa was comforting him. Like I said, it kind of went off from there. I I like this storyline and I like finding out all of this stuff about Nathan. However, and seeing his friends, the interaction with his friends, and it was a really nice episode. But like I said, these episodes do not give me I'm coming toward the end. Because when you're this close to the end, we should see storylines tapering off and getting ready to, come to some finality. Not, taking new paths and routes and opening up new plot lines. I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Like I said, I think this would be great for it if we knew we were having an additional season, but we're not. Anyway, Struggle Beard, this was his episode. So y'all let me know what y'all think. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.